Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we had the state wrestling championships this past weekend up in the valley. They're always up in the valley. Maybe someday we'll get a few of those down here in southern Arizona because so many champions come back down the I-10 with the hardware from up in Phoenix, and we are pleased to be joined by one of those champions right now. Elizabeth Valenzuela Smith from Pueblo High School joins us. She won the 107-pound state championship on the girls wrestling side. And Elizabeth, first of all, welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When did you start wrestling?
I started wrestling when I was 5 or 6 years old, so about 10 years now.
Okay, so 10 years ago, what got you involved in this sport? What made you want to start getting on the mat and rolling around with?
My two brothers started wrestling, and I guess I would just go to practice with them, and I just started doing it after they did it.
Okay, so you have one of your brothers in studio here with you. What's his name?
Joseph?
Joseph. Okay, so was he kind of a teacher for you as well in this sport?
No, we kind of grew up together learning the whole ins and out of the sport. But now it's like we both help each other with everything.
So he's like your sparring partner then?
Yeah.
So who wins when you and Joseph go up against each other? You ever beat him?
Yeah. he would say otherwise, but I'd say I would win.
So now, how old were you when you first found out that you were going to be able to compete in this sport in high school?
Pretty young. So my dad's the coach at Pueblo High School.
Okay.
And he's been coaching for 7 years now. So I've always been aware that like I could do this in high school and compete, and then last year it kind of like hit me that like I'm going to be able to do this tournament in the whole season as a freshman.
So dad joins us as well, Josiah Smith. Now, Josiah, you coach both the boys and the girls, or just the girls?
Correct. I coach both teams, the boys team and the girls team.
Okay, outstanding. So when did you kind of feel like Elizabeth could be someone that could be very good at this sport?
From an early age, she showed a lot of promise, especially with picking up the skill sets right away. And then when she was in the 7th grade, we went and watched the state tournament, and I was already putting her in high school level tournaments during the summer, and she started winning those tournaments. And we knew when she was in the 7th grade that she was probably going to win a state title as a freshman.
Wow. So freshman year, you get there, and so what's it like the first time you get on the mat in high school and you start practicing? What were those initial practices like for you, Elizabeth?
I had seen how the whole training schedule had gone down, but actually doing it was really exciting in the beginning, and then soon it was just like, okay, now I got to focus on competing and getting ready for the whole season.
Okay, so first time out, first matchup. Tell me how that went for you, your first match. Did you like breeze through it? Was it like easier than you thought it was going to be?
It was. Our first match was a 4-way duel at Flowing Wells, and I had 2 matches that duel, or 1 match, and it was pretty good. It was against a pretty new wrestler, so it was nothing like super confusing or scared, I guess. But it was good. I won.
So what was your record this season?
This season, I was 34-1.
34-1. Now, where did you lose that one match, and how did you rebound from that one loss?
So I lost. The one match I lost was at the Diego Gadea South Point Invitational in January. It was against Jaciana Beltran from Sunnyside, and it was a good match. I felt I do have a lot of mistakes in the match and then leading up to it, but I think being able to go back to practice on Monday and reevaluate what I did wrong and then how I can do to fix it for sectionals, it was just a lot of like focusing on what I can control and then picking up on little things that like I messed up on.
We're joined by Elizabeth Valenzuela Smith. She is a state champion wrestler from Pueblo High School. Her dad is also here, Josiah Smith. Now, Dad, what's the game plan? Do you teach her to try to start fast, you're trying to go for the pin right away? You just trying to score points and build points? How do you guys kind of game plan that?
Depending on the type of wrestler she's competing against, the game plan will change. It's always try to put them on their back and pin them. as fast as possible. But some opponents, they're just as good as her. They have a good gas tank also. Their cardio level is really high. So we try to score takedowns and score quick points so we can start to get the lead so they're forced to wrestle our style so they can make a mistake.
Okay, so when your dad says your style, how do you describe the way that you attack?
For me, I would describe it as like using a lot of speed. Like I don't think I'm a super powerful wrestler yet, so I just rely on like timing and just getting in on angles and shots. So that's pretty much it. Just like not getting lazy with my wrestling, trying to stay disciplined through everything.
So now, do you have a favorite move or a go-to move that you like to use out there to compile points?
Yeah. My favorite shots, single leg, and
Single
it's
leg?
because I'm a left lead leg, which isn't super common. So most people when they line up, it's like a mirrored stance. So my left leg is like right in front of their right leg, so it's easy to just get to that leg and then take them down.
How cool is it that these opportunities are out here now for young women to compete in a sport that for so long was about the boys?
It's great. I've always been excited and conscious of the fact that like this sport is growing, especially for the girls in Arizona. So just being able to see like at the state tournament all these girls who have like grown up seeing wrestle or even wrestling with, and seeing them all compete at state is so like fascinating.
What'd you think of Audrey Jimenez beating the boys?
Oh, it's amazing. She's amazing. She's a great wrestler, great person. I think it's really what she deserves is to go to the boys and then win it there.
Now, if she hadn't gone to the boys, she'd been wrestling you guys, right? 100, when she
Probably.
106 or 107
Yeah.
pounds?
Yeah, right.
Have you wrestled her in the past?
No, I haven't.
No?
I've drilled with her and stuff, but I've never
Okay.
like competed against her.
So what was that like, just to drill with her?
It's great. It's just a lot of. She's really a disciplined wrestler, and she has great movement and a great gas tank. So it's just like trying to keep up with her sometimes, which is like I'll take what I can get when I drill with her.
Ellie Valenzuela Smith is joining us. She is the state champion at 107 pounds. Now, you mentioned the one loss was to Beltran from Sunnyside. Now, was that the same girl you wrestled in the final?
It was, yeah.
Okay, so second time around, what was the plan?
The second time for state, it was just trying to get to my shots and focusing on my angles that I can get to, as well as just working better on top and then just trying to keep getting up on bottom.
Dad, how would you say she executed the plan in the state final?
The plan was executed very well. We were working on a series of moves that we were going to stick with and just stay very basic. And that's exactly what we did. She got to the legs right away. She scored first in the first period. Then she scored. She was the second to score in the second period. And then we scored again in the third period. And with 30 seconds left, we knew the match was ours.
Wow. So what was that moment like for you, Elizabeth, when you knew you had achieved the goal of winning a state championship?
Really relieving, just knowing that like I finally did it and like I can just train regular now without having to like stress out about, oh, I have to win state or I have state coming up this week. But it's amazing. It feels like it just felt like a regular match, competing, but like the whole environment, the atmosphere was really great.
Dad, what did that mean for you to see her on top of the podium?
It was really neat. It was a special moment. It took the pressure off because for years we've been trying to get 3 generations of the kids to the third generation win a state title, and to watch her do it as a freshman, it was really neat. So it took the pressure off of her, and I let her know now you can just wrestle. I let all the kids know now you can just wrestle. Worry about getting better. That is it. So it was really neat. It was really exciting to watch, and it was a surreal moment for a while.
So 3 generations of state titles. Was that one of those you?
One of them was me. And
Okay.
then my father's a 2-time state champ from
Is
Pueblo,
that right?
74, 75.
All Pueblo High School.
All Pueblo High School.
How about that? So what did you learn about the sport from your dad?
My dad was he was very driven, and he taught me a lot of discipline. So if you say you're going to get up and run at 6 a.m., you get up and you run at 6 a.m. Doesn't matter if it's raining, whatever's happening. So for the sport taught me discipline. It taught me that you're never really as tired as you think you are. And it taught me that if you plan everything properly and you set high goals, you, and you just work enough, that you can hit them. And that's what I've tried to pass on to the kids.
So what time do you like to get up? And you get up early to run, Ellie?
I don't really run in the morning.
No.
I usually run after school.
Okay.
But I'll
You're
wake
like
up.
me. You got to be up for like about
Yeah.
6 or 7 hours before you go out and do any long distance running. Right?
Yeah. But for school, I work out for about an hour in the morning. So I'll wake up at like 5:30 to work out from 6 to 7. And then if I don't work out, I'll wake up at 6:30 and then get ready for school for 8 o'clock.
Okay. So what are your studies like? What do you like to study in school?
Right now, I'm liking my science and my math class just because I think I have good teachers and it's really easy to learn with them. And then I take weightlifting at the school as well, and that's always kind of fun just because I like being able to move my body during the day.
All right. Is Principal Frankie, is he throwing you a big party? Because if he doesn't, I know Frank, I can come over and,
I
and,
haven't
and
heard
twist
it.
his arm a little bit.
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
I'm sure I'll be sure I get on the horn with him after you leave and make sure he's getting ready to throw you a big party up there for what you're able to do. So you mentioned now the pressure's off. So what now? What do you do? Are you going to compete during the summer in various events?
Yeah. My next competition will be Folkstyle Nationals in Iowa, and that'll be the last for the Folkstyle season. And then I'll move into freestyle, which is an international style, and that'll be like Fargo Nationals, World Team Trials, Junior Duels in Oklahoma. So that's all really exciting because that's where all of the college coaches start to like zone in on upcoming girls for colleges.
I'm going to get Joseph slide in over here because you did finish third at state. So we got to give you some love too. Got to give big brother Joseph some love. Slide over so the people can see you too. We want the folks on the video side there to see your face. So tell me about your run to state as well.
It was a good run. I got caught in the semis in a close match instead of victory. I lost 12-10. I was losing the match the whole time, either trailing by a point or two, and then last seconds of the match, I came back, and then as soon as sudden victory hit, I took a bad shot, and that's what costed me the match. But me and my sister both had a pretty good season. It was exciting to watch both of us wrestle because it's a sibling dynamic. It brought me joy watching her win tournaments. I either wanted it to do it with my brother or my sister. Like that was one of my goals when I reached high school, was to either wrestle with my brother in high school or with my sister. So I'm glad I achieved that. But the next thing for us is just to get better and keep our heads up no matter what happens.
Now, what year in school are you?
What grade?
Yeah.
I'm a sophomore.
So you still have two more chances to win state.
Yeah, two more chances.
Did you place your freshman year? Did you play?
Yeah, I took fourth my freshman year.
So fourth and then third.
Yeah, fourth
All
and
right,
then
for
third.
fourth, third, second, first, right? Or we can just skip second.
Yeah, we can just skip second in total. Yeah,
go right to first place. So, what did it mean for you to see your sister win state?
It was very exciting. I wanted to run down to the mat and give her and just hug her as soon as she did it because I knew that she would win the match because after what I seen her do at Flowing Wells, at sectionals, I just knew that she was gonna either beat this girl until she just either stopped wrestling or until she just pinned her. But it was exciting. I was happy for her. Yeah.
So, Ellie, now how do you not start thinking about, okay, I won it as a freshman. Now I got to win 4 in a row. I got to win all 4 years.
Yeah. Right now, I'm focusing on continuing my growth as an athlete. So I'm not really too focused on what I'm gonna have to do my senior year to ensure that I win a state title, but just making sure that I'm continuing to climb and get better.
All right. So where do you want to take this? You want to wrestle potentially in college? What college opportunities are out there for women right now?
For women's wrestling, there's a lot of NCAA schools who have picked up wrestling and a lot of NAIA schools across the country. So there's probably over 200 to 300 schools just from in colleges right now. And then there's always like the Olympic training centers an option, or regional training centers where you could just train to wrestle internationally all the time. But either way, it's still the same style and it still has equal benefits.
Do you have a hero or heroine in this sport that you love to watch?
I like watching Helen Maroulas just because I feel like it would be good for me to try to embody that type of style of wrestling. And Yui Sasaki of Japan, she's like an amazing wrestler. She's won worlds and the Olympics a bunch of times. So,
And in terms of like we obviously see the boys generally move up in weight classes. Will you eventually move up to higher weight classes? Where do you think you'll eventually kind of land in that respect?
right now, I'm probably gonna stay at 107 for at least the next couple years.
Yeah.
But if I would go up a weight class, it'd probably just be like to 114. So not super drastic from today.
Okay, you got anything? Guys, got anything fun planned for the summer? Beaches, anything like that?
No, just practice. Just tournaments.
Tournaments. All right. Well, be sure to have some fun somewhere. Relax. Be a teenager at times as well. We don't want it to all be athletics. Make sure you get some enjoyment out of things outside of it as well. But stay strong on the studies as well is an important thing to do. Elizabeth, Joseph, Josiah, Mom over there, Letitia, we appreciate you coming by, stopping by, and congratulations on a tremendous season for both of you, and continued success over there on the wrestling mat over on the Warrior Block.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Elizabeth Valenzuela Smith, state champion, 107 pounds on the girls' side. We'll have to get a few more of our state champions in here to talk about their wrestling prowesses. All right, coming